الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على حبيبه المصطفى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ففهمناها سليمان وكلا آتينا حكما وعلما وسخرنا مع داود الجبال يسبحن والطير وكنا فاعلين آمنت بالله صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم الأمين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على نبينا صل على محمد صل على شفيعنا صل على محمد صل على حبيبنا صل على محمد صل على محمد صل على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. Hamd, Sana and glories be to Almighty Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, our Creator, our Sustainer, Lord of the worlds, most gracious, most merciful. Countless blessings and salutations upon our beloved leader, our Nabi, our Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Ahmad Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. My respected brothers and sisters, as we have heard the ayat of Quran which I have recited in the beginning of my khutbah, today we are going to talk something about Ale Dawood, family of Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam. There are few families mentioned in the Holy Quran, and Ale Dawood is one important among them. Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam and his son Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam. The names of both are mentioned in the Quran several times. Name of Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam appears in the Holy Quran about 20 times in 18 different verses, and name of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam is mentioned 24 times in 22 different verses of the Holy Quran. Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam, very important among the prophets of Bani Israel. And not only Quran talks about Dawood and Sulaiman alayhim as-salam, but hadith, in the ahadith Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala sallam has also said great things about these prophets. Like one of the hadith says, the description of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, and this is narrated by Wahab ibn Munabbah, that Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was a short person, not a tall one, a short person, with blue eyes and less hair, not thick and much hair. He was very pious when he killed Jalut, an enemy which Bani Israel had to face. Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam killed him. And this story is mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah in the end of second part or para of the Holy Quran. This is the story how Dawood alayhi salam killed Jalut, and after that Bani Israel loved him and they chose him as their leader or their king. Nabi Kareem alayhi salatu wasalam has said in another hadith about Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam that the most liked fasting, the way of nafal fasting is the fasting of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. You know, if we want to fast the nafal fast, some people, they like to fast every day. Some of them want to fast once a week. Nafal fast I'm talking about. So the best way of nafal fasting is the fasting of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, who used to keep fast one day and skip one day. So he would fast one day and would not fast the following day. And he would divide his night and he would sleep for half night and then would wake up and worship Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 1/3 of the night he would spend worshipping Almighty Allah and performing His glories. Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was gifted with a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. Sweet. When you hear somebody is reciting Quran beautifully or somebody is singing a qasida beautifully, some cases you find some people, they are God gifted. They are gifted with a special voice. Very sweet voice, heart-touching voice. And as we were talking about our youth boy Fazil, he is also a gifted man with a beautiful voice. So, Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam is the prophet upon whom Psalms were revealed. The scripture, Psalms, which is called Zabur in the Quran. So Zabur is the book of the scripture revealed on Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. And Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was a hafiz, memorizer of the scripture revealed on him. He is recited beautifully. As in the glories of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he would choose a place outside in the jungle or sometimes by the riverside where we find that there would be some mountains, greenery, mountains, the river is flowing, the birds are flying, and he would recite the glories of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this kind of environment. But when the birds would hear Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam is reciting or he is singing glories of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the birds who were just passing by, they would halt in this space. And sometime they would join their voice with Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. And they would sing glories of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with him. The voice of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam is so sweet. There are some prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with special gifts, like beauty of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam and voice of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, kingdom of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Special prophets with special gifts. And our beloved Prophet sallallahu ta'ala wasallam was granted all these qualities. मोजज़े अंबिया को खुदा ने दिए, मोजज़ा बन के आया हमारा. One day, Hazrat Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to me, "O Abu Musa, I wish if you know when last night I was around you when you were reciting the Holy Quran and I was listening to you. You did not know who is around. I was listening to your beautiful recitation of the Holy Quran. Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam admired him by saying, "O Abu Musa, you are gifted with a fluid of the fluids of the family of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. Your throat is a fluid among the fluids of Ali Dawood, because your voice is so sweet and nice to recite the Holy Quran." And Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, among some other Sahaba Ikram, there were some Sahaba who were reciters of the Quran, and they would recite Quran beautifully, and he's one of them. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the nights he was passing by, and Abu Musa al-Ash'ari is reciting, and he listened to him. Now Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiallahu ta'ala said that, "Ya Rasulullah, had I know that you are passing by and you are listening to my recitation, I could make it a little more sweet. I could make a little more effort to make it nice." And he is the one who is told that, "Abu Musa, your voice is a fluid, like a fluid from the fluids of Ali Dawood." Subhanallah. The recitation of Zabur or the Psalms was made easy for Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. And this hadith says that Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, he would say somebody to organize the horse for him for the ride. You put the seat and fix it up, and by the time somebody will organize the horse and put the seat over it, he would complete the recitation of Zabur. Subhanallah. So here we find, and some other ayat of the Holy Quran talk about the family of Dawood alayhi salam or Ali Dawood. And today we are going to read or mention about one or two incidents. There are many details about Dawood alayhi salam himself, and after that about Sulaiman alayhi salam and his kingdom. So we will see in few Jummas if we deal with that. Of course is a long topic to deal with. And here in Surah Al-Anbiya, it is mentioned about one incident in which we find about both Dawood alayhi salam and Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam. And this incident is, وَدَاوُودَ وَسُلَيْمَانَ إِذْ يَحْكُمَانِ فِي الْحَرْثِ. And David and Solomon, when they gave judgment concerning the field, إِذْ يَحْكُمَانِ فِي الْحَرْثِ إِذْ نَفَشَتْ فِي غَنَمُ الْقَوْمِ وَكُنَّا لِحُكْمِهِمْ شَاهِدِينَ. When people's sheep had strayed and browsed therein by night, and we were witness to their judgment. Two people came to Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam, and they were arguing about something. This man's sheep, or the goats, went to the field of this one, and they destroy the field, destroy the crop. And when these sheep and goat eat something, they eat half of it and waste half of it the way how they eat. So now when the morning appeared, this man saw my field is destroyed, and what caused that? Sheep or goat of this man, he came and grazed his sheep in my field, and my crop is going to get ready just now, so he destroyed my field. And they started to argue, and then they went to the court of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam to get a judgment. What could be the justice in this case? Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam gave his judgment, and he told the man who owned the field to take all the goats of this man. Take all the goats and sheep of this man. This was the judgment they were given. When they were going back after getting this verdict or this judgment from Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, they saw Sulaiman alayhi salam, son of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, who is a young boy. He has not reached the teenage yet. A young boy, but wise, because he is son of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. So Allah says, فَفَهَّمْنَاهَا سُلَيْمَانَ, and we made Solomon to understand the case. Especially through a special wisdom, we told Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam the solution or the best judgment. So these people, when they were going, they said, let's go to Sulaiman and ask him what he says. And Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam came with a different verdict about the case. But he did not, he came back and he talked to his father and told him that there could be a different and better decision about this case. He said there are two types of suggestions he gave to solve this matter. The first, he said that let the man who was owner of the crop evaluate what he used to produce, how much he was going to get out of that crop which was destroyed. There have to be a value, whatever crop it is, when you sell it out or use it, how much it reaches in value. So let him evaluate, and then let this man sell some of his sheep or goats, baby ones, and let him sell the wool of them and compensate according to the value of the crop. It's not like he should take everything he has, all the goats and sheep, evaluate, and then this man should be compensated. This was the first suggestion. The second suggestion was, let him keep the goats and sheep, mind them, and get the benefits of them, like milk and the wool and whatever benefits he will get, and let this man sow the crop, sow the seeds, and take care of the crop. When it reached the stage where it was, when this incident took place, let them replace each other assets, exchange each other assets to it. This one will get back the goats and he will get the crop, and the crop will be at the same level or same value as it was, right? And the loss of this time, because he's still losing something, he's supposed to reap the crop now, but the 6 months or 1 year or whatever time it takes, what is the compensation for that? The compensation to that will be the benefit he is getting out of the goat and sheep, milk and the wool. So there will be a justice. And Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, he liked this decision. And this decision was made as an official judgment. And both of them were granted justice. There is another very interesting story about Dawood alayhi salam and Sulaiman alayhi salam about this. Is something similar to it, that another case came to the court of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, and then Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam was gifted with a special wisdom to decide a good judgment about that case as well. And that case is, two women, they came quarreling to Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, they came quarreling to each other, to Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, and they were fighting each other for a baby. Each one of them claimed the baby belonged to me. So Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, when he heard their dispute, they said, we were passing by and we stopped in a place to take some rest. We left both babies, both of them had babies in fact. So we left both babies in a place to rest. And unfortunately, a wolf came and killed one baby and ate it. So after that, each one of them started to claim, the surviving baby belongs to me. This was the dispute. And this is not time of DNA test to find out through the DNA, right? And apparently both of them, they seem to be mothers. They were in an age when the woman made baby. Each one of them could be mother of this baby. Now, through some proofs and through some calculations, Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam handed the child over to the big one, the older one of the both ladies. And again, Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam came. And he heard the story of both of them. Or both of them decide, let's go and see what Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam says. When they went to Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, he heard both sides and their claim and how they're claiming that child belonged to them. In fact, I was reading in the tafsir that they did not tell Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam that your father has passed a judgment already. They just came to find out what judgment Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam will pass. Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, after hearing both of them, he said to them, I want a knife, a big knife, or cutlass in your local language. Both of them said, what are you going to do with the cutlass, with the knife? We mentioning a problem to you, a case to judge, and you asking for a knife. What sense it makes? What are you going to do with that knife? Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam said, I will put the baby in the middle of you, and I will cut the baby from the middle into two pieces, because I cannot find a decision or judge between both of you. I have no other way to find out baby belongs to who except this. So I feel I should divide the baby between both of you equal. That could be the best decision. Now when Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam said this, I am going to cut the baby into two pieces and share with each of you, the young one, the younger lady among them, she cried. She got emotional and she said, I don't want the baby. Give the baby to her. Let her keep him. And Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam decided, and he told to this younger lady, he said, I swear, baby belongs to you. Because the reaction which you showed, this kind of reaction is expected only from the original mother, original biological mother. Because the older one, she did not care what decision was made, and she had no feelings or no expression to show. When Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam was asking for a knife, the only young one got emotional and she started to cry, and she said, I beg you, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, give the baby to her. At least my baby will be survived, he will be living. And this decision was again accepted by Dawood alayhi salam, or endorsed by him, and Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam was admired by his father. In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam a great son, a wise son, who was going to be a prophet as well as a king of a unique kingdom. And we see apparently that Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam disagreed with his father in making the judgment, but we need to understand this a little bit carefully. Number one, these judgments were passed initially, like, and there were expected some more hearings to come. So these judgments were not the final judgments, they were initial judgments. And after the final hearings, some official judgment was going to be decided. And Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, he made his suggestion, and his suggestions were acceptable and were admirable. So Dawood alayhi salam accepted his suggestions concerning these judgments. So it's not something like Dawood alayhi salam gave a different judgment and the son disagreed with him. No. Right? Because in any case, by the time hearing is going on, the man, you keep the sheep and goat, and we'll see how we go. And By the time the hearing is going on, somebody has to take care of the baby. So the big one, you keep the baby, and we'll see accordingly. So this was the initial judgment, it was not the final judgment. And after that, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, through his wisdom, granted and gifted by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he helped his father to make the judgments. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has specially mentioned in the Quran, وَوَهَبْنَا لِدَاوُودَ سُلَيْمَانَ نِعْمَ الْعَبْدُ إِنَّهُ أَوَّابٌ. Allah says in the Holy Quran that we bestowed on Dawood Sulaiman Ni'm al-Abd. What a beautiful servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ni'm al-Abd. Perfect, beautiful, good servant of Almighty Allah. Innahu awwab. And he was among those who repent to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to tell Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam that, oh Dawood, look how great gift we have gifted on you, bestowed on you, in shape of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. We have gifted you with a wise son, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. So, these are some reasons. That is why the verdict of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam was admirable in these two cases. Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, he lived about a century. He was very much careful about to save his honor. He was an honorable man, and save his honor was very important to him. That is why whenever he used to leave the house, he used to leave the house locked. Nobody should enter my house in my absence. This is called Ghayyur, honorable man who is very careful about to save his honor and respect. So no stranger, nobody should enter my house in my absence. One day, when he left the home, his wife saw a strange man standing in middle of the house, middle of the yard. And the place is locked, the palace is locked. The door is locked. How this man entered, who this man could be. And the family or the wife, she was worried. What would happen when Dawood alayhi salam comes back? And this man, who is this? I don't know. But how he entered. When Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam came back, the man was still there, standing, like as in waiting on him. Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam came and asked him, who you are? And how come you entered my house in my absence? He replied, I am someone who is not afraid of any king, any sultan, any king. I have no fear. I have no fear of anyone. And I am someone who needs no permission to enter any place or palace. He introduced himself like this. I'm not afraid of anyone, and I am someone who do not need permission to go anywhere. Now, Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, when he talked to the man and heard him, he got to know. He said, you cannot be anyone except Malikul Maut. Malikul Maut, angel of the death. No one can dare to enter my house in my absence. And as you are telling me, you are no one except the angel who comes to take back the souls and the lives. As you are here, I welcome the command and call of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when Malikul Maut, the angel of death comes, he does not come just to line and chat. The one purpose the Malikul Maut visit you for is to take back your soul. That is the only time when you are going to encounter with him. So he came because there are other angels who bring revelation or the messages from Almighty Allah, other commands. Whenever the Malakul Maut will come, he will come and he will visit you for one purpose, which is to take back your life. Look at the response of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, I welcome the call of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I know you are appointed to do a job. I am here. Go ahead and complete your job. Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, he left this world and went to the great beyond. His soul was taken back by the angel. There are some very interesting stories when the Malakul Maut came to some prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, some time to talk about that. When he came to Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, what did he face? When he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what happened? Very interesting. Inshallah, another time. When the janazah of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was ready, the preparation took a little long. And when the janazah was ready and people were getting together for the janazah, for the funeral, the sun was hot. The sun rised up and it was hot. And Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, who inherited the powers of his father and some more as well, and Quran is witness. Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam ordered. Like in that kind of situation when you don't have keep a funeral with the daylight, you call a tent rentals who rent the canopies and tents and chairs, you call them. What Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam did, he ordered the birds to come and cover the gathering of funeral. When he ordered the birds to come and do this job, to make a canopy and tent over the heads of the people and the funeral of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, countless birds from all the corners, they came and they covered it in a way like people started to feel it is not daylight, it is night. And this is how Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam left this world. Zabur is revealed on him. He was the reciter of Zabur, which is called Psalms in the English. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make dua, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala show his blessings upon Ali Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam, and upon the all of our beloved Nabi Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Jazakumullah khairan.